Hello everyone, welcome to our academy, Raj's English Academy. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which will definitely likeable, you will definitely love it and you will definitely start using it. Before going to start the chapter, let's go ahead with the chapter we are going to discuss and let's discuss the word which we are going to discuss. Today we are going to discuss request forms. Request means seeking something, seeking anything from others or seeking the favor from others. It's our day-to-day and minute-to-minute required thing in our life because we need to request everybody. But usually there was an old saying, like there was a proverb in English, there is a proverb in English, I would rather die than beg. I would rather die than beg. So our whole civilization and our old culture and our old mindset of the people was a bit egoistic nature. But coming to our generation, or coming to your generation, our younger generation, we don't follow all the egoism. We are living in a society where we definitely need and where we essentially need others' cooperation. I say, according to the experience I have got, as far as my own experience, I love to say, I would rather beg than die. I hope you understand that. And today let's start our class with the word request. And the pronunciation of the word is request, not request. And the request is used both as a noun and verb. Let's go to the history of the word. The word request has been derived from French around 14th century, meaning require. The French word require meaning to seek for. And even the Latin word, this word has also got the origins from Latin also. In Latin, requirere. The meaning for both the words, to seek for. We are using and we have been using the word request to seek some need or to seek some favor from others. And etymologically, we got some words from request. The word require has also been derived from the same root. Of course, it is more Latin influence is there on the word require. Require is a verb to need something. To need something. I require the documents. I require your suggestion. I require your opinion. He required my suggestion. He required some medicine. That means he is in need of medicine. And that is used as a verb. And this can be used as a noun also. As a noun, we got the suffix of ment. Requirement. Requirement. It is the noun. I have no requirement with you. I have no requirement with you. They never felt any requirement with your suggestion. So these two words have been derived from the same origin, require or requirer, of the French and Latin. And going to the another important word, requisite. It's not, as we pronounce this word, like request we pronounce it like request, we say that. But here, when you pronounce this word, it is not requisite, we have to pronounce it like requisite. Requisite. The spelling R-E-Q-U-I-S-I-T, requisite. Requisite, the word requisite is used as an adjective, that means required, essential, indispensable. Indispensable. So what is the meaning of required? We have already seen here, and we have already known the meaning of essential, the meaning for essential, and the third word indispensable. So maybe it may appear to be a new word, but it is very old word because it is an opposite word of dispensable. dispensable and indispensable. What is the meaning of dispensable? Dispensable means which can be given out, which can be thrown away, is called dispensable. For example, so if you take a paper, a sheet of paper, if some unimportant things are written on the paper, so the paper is dispensable. We have got dispensable glasses, dispensable plates, dispensable bottles, so all these are dispensable. That means no use of them. They can be thrown out, they can be given out. So if you find the papers or anything are of essential, even after their use, we say they are indispensable. We can't throw. We can't throw. So we can't give it out. So the word requisite is used in the meaning of required, essential, indispensable. And this word should be used as an adjective. That means requisite papers, requisite papers, requisite agreement, requisite pen, requisite opinion, requisite decision. That means required, essential, indispensable decision. And going to the other word, requisition. It's a noun. Understand? So it's a noun. Requisition is a noun. The meaning of this word, an official or authoritative demand or request. The requisition letter. So you might have already received a requisition letter from your superiors. You might have already given a requisition letter to your subordinates. A requisition letter is a letter given officially or authoritatively in a demand or with a request. So these are the words derived from the word request, a require, a require. So this is the request. And let's start our journey now. How to request someone. How to seek somebody's favor. Because requesting is one of the most embarrassing thing for so many people. We can't request everybody. So there was, we were afraid whether the person being requested would refuse our request or would refuse to help us. So request forms are very, very sensitive forms. We should use them very carefully. So let's go to the class. So you may be thinking, is it that essential? Is it required to learn request forms? Because we have already known. So we don't need to use request forms with everybody. So we have already used request forms so many times. So please come here, please get me a glass of water. So please fill in the application, please sanction my loan. So please sanction my leave letter. So please sanction me leave. So we have requested and we are requesting and we request every day, every minute with everybody. Do we need to learn request forms again? Do we essentially need it? Yes. I do say learning request forms is a very, very essential thing. Especially if you want to build yourself as a very good communicator. If you want to see yourself as a good speaker in English language, a fluent speaker in English language, and not only a fluent speaker, an effective speaker in English language, you need to learn everything. Let's go to our old sentence which we have been using for ages. Please, for example. Please drop me at the station. What's wrong in that? Is there any wrong in that? There is nothing wrong, we can use it. But I would like to remind you of one thing. This is a combination of please and an imperative sentence. This is a combination of a please and an imperative sentence. If you remove please from this sentence, it is an order. Alright? If you just remove the please and read it now. Drop me at the station. How does it look like? It looks like an order. It doesn't look like a request. And to make this order more polite, we are adding the word please to the imperative sentence. Please is an adverb. Please is a word which is added to an order to make it more polite order. It becomes a polite order. We should never call it as a request form. It's not at all a request. It's an order. Of course, it has some politeness. Why? Because if you go to a manager, a bank manager, and if you want to request him, so please sanction my loan. So can you make a polite order to the manager of a bank, please sanction me a loan? We need to use another kind of sentence to convince the manager. Of course, so here the managers also do not know so the difference between a request and a polite order. Since we don't know the difference between the difference between the request and the polite order, so everything is going on smoothly. Otherwise, if somebody knows the difference, then they will definitely question. Of course, I am not here to criticize somebody, but I am just telling you the fact. Even until I knew the fact, I knew the difference between the request and the polite order, I used please as a request form. And please is not a request form, it is a polite order. Then what is the request form? What should we do? First of all, rule number 1. A request form should be in a question format, especially yes or no question format. A request should be in yes or no question format. Why? Why? Because the yes or no, the person who is being requested should be given freedom to refuse the request. For example, if you go to somebody, so if you go to somebody and so you are in a great need of the particular person and you are just requesting, sir, please give me some money. Please give me some money. So here we are not leaving any option to the person who is requested, say yes or no. We are just ordering, please give me some money. And if he says no, then we are going to land in such an embarrassing situation. Okay, so you're requesting your friend or you're requesting somebody, so please sanction my loan. And you're going to a bank manager and you're requesting, please sanction my loan. And he's saying, I'm sorry, I can't sanction your loan. Then we are landing into an embarrassing situation. So a request form must be in a question format, not in an imperative or assertive format. Why? Because we should make the speaker free to say yes or no. Okay, so what is the format? We have got different kind of request forms. We have got different kind of request sentences. Why? Because we request the people based on the need or the essentiality or the requirement we need. For example, so the please, which we have already seen, so please give me a glass of water, please sanction, so please come with me, please drop me at the station. So there is nothing wrong using that, but we can use that statement with the persons who are very close to us. So if you want to request your friends, you don't need to request them, you can just make a polite order, like please drop me at the station. So if you want to ask your mother, you don't need to request your mother, you just make an order instead of making an order. So to make the order more polite, you just say, Mom, please get me some food. Okay, please get me a cup of coffee. Son, if you want to request your neighbor, Uncle, please lend me your bike works. Please lend me your bike works. You don't need to request them, but it is an order, but it's a polite order. So coming back to our request forms, we can make 3 kinds of requests. One request with the person who is unknown to us, even the requirement is a bit less, and we don't essentially seek to take his help, but for the sake of asking, we ask some people some help. So for example, the person is unknown, sorry, with unknown person, and we have less need from the person. We are requesting an unknown person and we have less need from the same person. Let us see how so we can request this unknown person. You can just ask, can you drop me at the station, please? So you can ask, can you drop me at the station? So to make it more polite, we use please. You're standing in the bus. You're standing at the bus stop. You're standing at the bus stop, and a stranger is going on that way towards the station. He appears to be going towards the station, and you just stop him, and you can't ask him, sir, please drop me at the station. He will definitely say, no, I don't drop you, or I won't drop you. So, okay, and so you may feel a bit sad, if he rejects you. And if the person is a stranger, and you doesn't essentially need the person to help you, then you can use this pattern. Can you drop me at the station, please? If he says, no, I can't, it's okay. I am leaving you the chance, I am leaving you the choice to say either yes or no. It's up to you. So this sentence indirectly gives the listener a meaning. It's up to you. Okay. Another question, another request. Can I use your mobile to call my parents, please? Can I use your mobile to call my parents, please? No, you can't use my mobile. It's okay, sir. So, no offense, So you won't be sad, or you won't be guilty after requesting the person. You won't feel any guilt, like, why should I ask him? I was embarrassed and everybody is looking at me, I was insulted. You don't need to land into that kind of conflict zone. And you can, when the person refuses your request also, you can say, okay, it's okay, sir, no problem. Like, so, can you give me your mobile phone? No, I can't. Okay, it's okay, sir. It's okay. Thank you. Okay. So, can you tell me this address, please? No, sir, I can't. Even I am also new to this place. It's okay, sir. Can you lend me your bike once, please? No, sir, I can't lend my bike to the strangers. So, can you please come with me, to the street, because I'm a bit afraid of dogs. No, sir, I can't come. I can't accompany you to the street because even I am also afraid of dogs. This is one kind of request. Whenever you use the word can I or can you, so that means you are requesting some unknown person, and even the request you are making is less in need. You don't 100% need the person to help you. You're just asking for the sake of asking somebody. Okay, so that is first part of request, first sentence of request, and you can make so many sentences as you know. You can just change the verbs. Okay, you can just change the verbs, and you can generate as many sentences as possible. It's up to you. It's only up to you. So it's up to your interest. If you want to see yourself as a very good speaker in English language, definitely you must strive. Okay, so unless we work hard, we can't be a very good speaker in English language. Okay, so don't watch these videos for the sake of watching videos. Just put all your effort to become a very good speaker in English language. Okay, I don't want you to. Okay, I'm not expecting you to become only the speaker. I want you to become teachers in English language. I just want you to clarify your children's doubts. I want you to teach your children. Not why only children? I want you to teach everybody. So get these skills of master to become a very good speaker of English language. Okay, so this is all about Ken. For the as we have got very limited time in the online, so I'm not giving you more examples. I'm just trying to give you just 15-16 minutes videos so that you can watch them without any help. Okay. Second, the same unknown person, the person may be unknown or maybe known or maybe unknown, but we have more need with the person. We have more need from the person. So we essentially want the person to help us. We strongly require the person to help us. So that kind of request you can say, could you? We use could you. Could you fill in this application, please? Could you fill in the application, please? Could I use your mobile, please? Could you convince your father, please? Could I take one of the applications, please? Could you lend me some money, please? So this is the most obedient request. This is the most obedient request, and we want the person whom we are requesting should any cost help us. Okay, we want the person to help us at any cost. So this is the more polite request and more essential request than the first model which we have already learned. That is, could you please, could you. The please is added. If you know whether you use could or not, it doesn't make big difference. But by adding the please, you are making it more request. You are adding some more request to the sentence. And third one, okay, the third one, whether the person may be familiar or unfamiliar. No matter whether the person familiar or unfamiliar. So whether the help we are seeking from the person may be essential or not essential. Okay, or more essential and less essential. When we are in a sensitive situation, we should use this request form. That is, would you mind helping me, please? Would you mind helping me, please? Let's go to the details of this model. For example, and you're requesting a very, a dignified person or a like person in the society. And the difference between the person requesting and the person requested is somewhat very big difference is there. That means, so I need to request an MLA. Okay, so somebody who is in the minister, category, or I'm requesting a woman, a beautiful woman, or a very rich woman, or very posh woman. Or so when I'm requesting somebody who is more superior to me, then it is a little sensitive. That means, we cannot ask the person, can you please help me, or can you help me please, or we cannot request like, could you please, and we should find the request should not affect that sensitive situation and should not hurt his feelings. Then we say, would you mind, for example, so somebody is blocking your way, okay, and he happens to be a minister, a government minister or an IAS officer, and he is blocking your way, and you should request him. You cannot say, can you please, can you step aside please, or could you step aside please. We cannot make a request like that. So we can say, would you mind stepping aside please? Would you mind stepping aside please? And the same request we can make it more formal, like, would you mind to help me please? Would you mind to help me? So another example, you are at a railway counter, there is a very big queue, and another woman was there in ladies queue, and you need to request that woman to get a ticket for you. So it is a bit sensitive. Why? Because so women easily get offended, like, when a stranger comes and when a stranger talks to them, so they don't welcome. Of course, there are so many reasons for them to be insecure, and they have every right to be insecure with a strange people. At that kind of situation, it's our responsibility to make that request as easy as possible. Then we say, ma'am, would you mind getting me a ticket please? Or, ma'am, would you mind to get me a ticket please? Okay. Otherwise, a woman was sitting in a seat where you are traveling in a bus or a train, and a seat very next to her is vacant, is unoccupied. So usually we hesitate to sit beside a woman, right? So then we go there and it says, ma'am, would you mind allowing me to sit there? Would you mind allowing me to sit there? Would you mind to allow me to sit there, please? Okay, that's another kind of request where we make with the people whom we feel a bit sensitive, whom we feel they easily get offended or they easily get hurt. Okay, so one more example. Would you mind passing the paper please? Would you mind passing me the book please? For example, you're in the classroom and you need to request your classmate. Okay, so the classmate, it can be not only, it can be a classmate or it can be a teacher, anybody. So of course you may be requesting your teacher, ma'am, would you mind passing me the book please? Ma'am, would you mind explaining me that lesson again please? Ma'am, would you mind to give me more clarification on that lesson please? Okay, so usually we are afraid of asking the teachers to explain one more time. Okay, there you can use this structure and you can just ask your teacher, would you mind explaining me the chapter one more time please? Okay, so would you mind giving me the spelling of the word please? So these are the words, these are the sentences, and these are the requests we make to seek the favor from others. So these are the request forms, and try to make as many sentences as possible and try to imbibe all the sentences and try to drill them in front of the mirror and try to speak yourself loudly, because at any cost we all need to become a very good speaker. that will be helpful to our career, and that will be definitely helpful to a quality of career. Definitely you are all blessed with very good career, but if you add English to your career, so your career will be very, very highly qualified. Thank you very much for listening to my class.
Yeah!